Now, let's talk about iota now. Obviously, when you worked in Eurostar for a number of times, that would have been a great jump from working from a B2B company to working brand side to then obviously developing a product, for brands, basically creating a B2B company. Now, obviously, when you started iota, you got a pretty big win pretty early, I think it's fair to say. So tell us a little bit about some of the sort of the big wins you had in that kind of first stage, and what really gave you the confidence to knowing that iota ML is a platform that would work.
Yeah, it's probably like I don't know, maybe 3 parts to it, Matt, that I could build on, if you like.
Please, yeah, absolutely.
And I talked earlier on the importance of like the founding team for this. So this is not something I could do alone. And this is like one of those fluky moments that's just like unbelievable. But finding some like-minded people to work with is, I think, quite hard for founders that want to build a product. So that happened for me quite quickly. I managed to shout out Pete. Pete is someone that was brought to me. He's our CTO at our company, and Pete is like me, like what I described, like the solopreneur, like enjoys freedoms, likes working on projects that he likes. So long story short, I got a guy that is capable of building anything that is philosophically aligned with me. Like, I would rather build something that I am hyped on, even if it's actually a very difficult path for me to choose. So that was a real trigger, Matt, because even the early versions of what we were able to produce, I could see it would work. So even like what you would think of as a prototype, I'd be like, this thing is alive. We've gone from like, and I actually have the first ever brief email that I'd sent to Pete. We have other engineers and other founding members too, but I've got this email that I've sent out every year since we started. So it's got 10 bullet points on it, and it's written in like pseudo product language by me. So it's a bit like, someone must press a button and this must happen. Someone must do this and then that must happen. I had this early vision. Cutting the long story short, that was done in a month. So really, really out of the gate, finding the right person, I was like, okay, we have something here that means we can demo. So that happened really fast. Of like, hey, a system we can book calls with to show prospective customers what we have. You referred to the takeoff moment. So the takeoff moment is that not our first partner, but our second partner was Volvo Cars. So what happened here was really like a replication of when I said I saw these things when I was a consultant. Same problems, like substantial data asset, not the gearing on the CRM team to act on it, the wrong orientation of agency support to in-house team, and these sort of blockers to just using their data for their campaign strategy. So I was in dialogue with them, and it's a great story. Senior director there just sort of said, John, what do I have to do to have the world's best CRM? When I was probably complaining one day at saying, like, this isn't fast enough. You're not using this. You're not using any segmentation. There's no feedback loop. So results don't affect the next campaign. There were all these things I was probably whining about speaking to them. And that was the question I got. What do I have to do to be the world's best? And I hit it full of gumption and said, well, I'm building that right now. You could be one of the early partners for this. And so I was able to keep that dialogue going. And because I was, understanding the use cases they had, signing a brand like that so early was exhilarating.
I can imagine.
Painful in equal measure. We were still building, so we had our PowerPoint slide said we go live in 30 days at full power and at full pace. This is possible. But it was we were still new at doing this. So to see kind of more diverse data that they had, and even onboarding a big brand, you have to go through the mangle. So you have to do like cybersecurity things that I am now quite schooled in, like responding to big brands' cybersecurity protocols. And we have an advisor that supports us on that. I found one, but that was the kind of thing of like, hey, I thought we were, going to get this going for the marketing division. when someone thrusts in front of me, hey, here's our cybersecurity checklist you need to fulfill, and it's got like 500 questions on, it's a big ask. So anyway, look, we had a big win with it, but we managed to get through it, and were able to launch with them. And then I suppose the last part of a sort of a win and how it came together was, a few months later we were at the Inbox Expo, which is a email marketing conference out in Valencia. And this was just a sweet moment, Matt. We'd done 9 months on applying the system, implementing the use cases, did a loop on measurement. It was particularly cool because I didn't support the measurement. The in-house team did it, and we're coming back with our impact statistics of like, here's what we used to do, and here's how the test audience is performing that's coming from iota. So I was independent in that measurement, but all the numbers were up and really impactful. So it was kind of like the chance to get those numbers and then be on a stage to tell the story with a Volvo representative was an awesome moment.
No, I think you've listed some obviously some really proud milestones. I think that, I said, from putting your effort into seeing the product live for the first time, albeit in a demo form, to closing out such a big brand like Volvo. I mean, pretty much every startup that I know would love to, one of their first couple brands to be a brand like Volvo, and then to obviously see it perform. Right. And I know all those challenges you talk about. I mean, I've predominantly worked with enterprise brands my entire career, and every single one of them will have their challenges in terms of procurement or red tape. And to go through that, which I know your background is in sales. So to go through that, was a steep learning curve. So yeah, it's an amazing story about how you got started. And I know a lot of these videos and those case studies that you refer to, I think they're all on your website and also your YouTube channel as well. So I'm sure that somehow I'll figure out how to put all links at the bottom of this video for people to go and explore further.